Oh, yeah, it's done now. I've done fuck all since I came back from Bakersfield, which is why you're getting a video of me making hot chocolate right now. I really haven't done anything noteworthy or exciting. That's not true. I did a couple of exciting things between here and then. I know this video is like super late. I said next week and it's been like 2 or 3, so this one's a little bit extra long to make up for it. The hot chocolate recipe I use is the one that's on the back of the can. It's not exciting, it's not interesting. It's on the back of the can. Near the bottom, it says hot chocolate recipe, and there's a single serve recipe on the side. I'm cutting onions here and potatoes for a pot pie recipe that I made. It turned out really good. It turned out pretty good. I won't say really good. It turned out pretty good. Much better this time than the time that I tried it earlier this week, the week that I'm currently recording in, where it did not turn out because I had to make my own pie crust. And that, you know, some people are just better at things than others, and I am not a pie crust maker. I did have to buy a bag of 5 yellow onions instead of just the regular one that I would buy because they were out of regular, like, single onions. So I now have 4 yellow onions just hanging out in my kitchen, and I really don't know what to do with them. We don't make or use onions in any way, so they'll just sit there until I'm making bag chicken or something again. Half of that celery, I think, went to the girls. They're guinea pigs. The reason that there's no audio right here, that I can't, like, leave in the nice cutting noises for you, is because I was blaring a podcast at, 900 decibels. These are your cut strawberries. This is like rush. This is me freaking out because my fiance is coming home from their work for lunch, and they text me. You can see how panicked I am. I'm just rubbing 2 pieces of bread together. They text me. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming home right now," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like middle of making other food, and I was like, "Oh crap, I gotta like." So I'm like flying. Like this is sped up, obviously, but this is what it felt like when I was making it. First time in a long time I've actually gotten to sit down and practice piano. I'm just doing... This is, what is this? Good lord. I don't know if you can hear that. That's them in the bathroom washing our guinea pig's panels. Oh my god. This is Crystal Kingdom from the Adventure Zone that I am just kind of messing around with. I didn't leave the audio in because it's not that great, so... It's a little cold in my kitchen, so this is in between. You know, I'm in the background making chicken pot pie, like all this other kind of crap. I've got like 4 things going right now. This is I'm crushing up peanuts for the inside of the pancakes. It's brown sugar and cinnamon and crushed peanuts, and there's nothing exciting about that. It's just a sweet, like they're not like an American candy. Obviously, they're Korean, but I mean American in the sense of like all American pastries are extremely sweet. These are not that. They are literally fried dough, and they have some sugar and it's sugar, cinnamon, and peanuts in the middle, and that's it. This is the most uncomfortable part. You have to oil your hands in order to do this to keep them from sticking to you. And then I think my camera died almost immediately after this, but it was a lot of back and forth. Oil, take it, you push in a little indent for the filling, and then you put the filling in. This episode about cooking specifically today, has been about cooking. Namely because I have spent 6 hours in the kitchen cooking, non-stop. Can't stop, won't stop. I'm eating hot dog that is way too hot to be eating, but as an American, I do like fried foods, so I'm not gonna stop myself. I have pot pie going. I have guinea pig treats that are not turning out, and I have scalding hot strawberry pancakes. They do taste slightly like wonton wrapper, because I didn't fully clean out the pan that the oil was in, because I didn't care. They don't taste bad, they taste good. It's just like if I said the word wonton next to the pot, you would know. I'm like delirious, hence the fallen soldier. But these are really good. I have chicken, pot pie, and they can't, like me, they cannot handle dairy. She knows what I'm talking about. One of the girls is staring at me. She's like judging me. Hang on. I gave her a carrot earlier because she wouldn't stop yelling at me while I was making food, like cutting chicken and stuff. She didn't even touch it. I'm so thirsty all of a sudden, it's not even funny. This is just the quickest thing I could get. Unironically, I started blowing up the pouches, and like after you drink them, you blow the air into the pouches, and then you stomp on them. After they started airing those commercials, was that a thing that people did before? Because it was never a natural thought in my mind. Do you think they started airing those commercials because they saw some kid do it? Or did you just think somebody was just like, hey, it'd be really funny? Did I actually freeze that? I have a very bad feeling that a lot of this recipe is going to be patience, which is not something I traditionally have. So, I'm going to be finding it. Right there. Found it. I'm weird. I try not to barrel the camera, because I feel like it's too confrontational. If they show it in their video, I will link it in the description. But a friend of mine, the reason I made these is because a friend of mine texted me the other day, and they're like, oh, I'm making bagels, like 1 in the morning. Like, I'm making bagels, and I was like, fuck, God, that sounds so good. And then they showed me, and they're these giant, like jalapeno cheddar bagels, and I was like, dude. So I like went to the store, I got up, you know, when the store opened, and I went and grabbed a bunch of stuff. And I was like, I am making this as revenge. Revenge for what? I don't know. But revenge for making me hungry at 1 in the morning. What the hell, dude? There's this video that came up in my recommendeds a couple months ago that I've been strangely obsessed with. Like it's a what do you call that? Like an AV club kid in either high school or college. It's a video title. I'll put it in the, I'll put it somewhere. It's just called "She's Mean to Me," and it's really well shot. Like, I don't know why, I've just been, like, obsessed with it since I saw it. It was the first, like, I use my likes as it's like a catalog of stuff I want to come back to later. And I liked the video, which I don't really do. But it's really strange. It's not even really anything. It's just a band video. It's, this guy's got a chest-mounted camera. He's in band, and he's just doing band practice. He's just doing I think he's in drumline or something. I might be wrong. But he's just, just going through his band routine. And, like high school band, like marching band. I hate my... I don't know why. It's just, like, shot and cut and edited and the audio is just done in such a way that I'm like, I can't stop watching this. It's very good. It's the most like mundane, random. I don't think I've ever actually watched it all the way through. Just because it's just a band video, but like it looked like it's almost shot like a movie trailer, and like it's kind of has that vibe. It's really odd. Cook over low, stir constantly until it's smooth and bubbly. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like there's not enough liquid in there to be smooth and bubbly. I guess I'm supposed to sweat the onions, I guess, but I'm putting it on low. I don't know. Now I understand why. I feel like this is a lot like making rice-a-roni. Like nothing's happening until it is happening. I feel kind of silly because I gotta ask my partner to close their door. The door to our bedroom. They're just playing games with their friends right now, but I don't want to hear them. I don't want them to let them hear me talking to the camera, because in the year of our Lord 2025, I still think it's cringe and whatever to talk to a camera. I don't know how people feel about potatoes in a chicken pot pie, because I'm putting them in there and I'm gonna see it's pretty good. Because I swear to God, Marie Callender. I think Marie Callender's does too, but I'm not like 100% sure. But anyway, they put peas in there. I might have put too many peas in there. Allow me to elaborate. I may have just put just a little too many. Fun fact about Marie Callender's: if you go in, at least they used to, if you physically go into a Marie Callender's and buy a pie off of them, it's like a 15-cent fee, I think, for the pie tin, because they're not the like shitty graham cracker crust like the tinfoil. I mean, they're all tinfoil, but like this isn't like the thin tinfoil one. This is like an actual pie tin. But yeah, if you go in, if you have a physical Marie Callender's near you, welcome to one of the last few groups of people who do. You can get a high quality free pie tin. It's not free because you buy a pie, but that's what my mom used to do all the time. That's why we have them, because we buy them for events and dinners and stuff like that, and then we just have pie tins every now and then. She go back and turn them in when she goes pick up another pie. They do it on like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. Marie Callender's really never done me dirty, except for once. Those little mini pies when they first came out with them, the little, like in the frozen foods section, the little mini Marie Callender's pot pies. When they first came out with them, you put them in the microwave and you microwave them for like a minute and a half. And my dad got them from Albertsons or wherever, and it's the reason I don't buy anything that isn't like actual pie from Marie Callender's. Like I don't buy their big pot pies. I don't buy their like I don't know if I also any of their frozen meals. I don't buy because they taste like shit. They taste really bad because they're just reheated. Like, oh, it's doing the thing. I was trying to make sweet and sour sauce last night for our cream cheese wontons, cream cheese rangoons, and it told me to make a rouge, and I didn't, or I tried to, and it didn't work out because I tried to cheat and do it the quick way, and it said keep stirring, and it won't look like it's doing anything until it's doing something, and I was like, well, that's okay, cool, and it didn't do anything because I did it wrong, but it's something. It's happening. It's doing something. It smells really good. I know I have to heat this till it boils. But it's also milk. Like it's more than half it's chicken stock, but it's also milk. And milk doesn't boil until it's like boiling over. So I'm hoping that the chicken stock will save my ass right here. But yeah, like if you have physical Marie Callender's around me, like I have physical Marie Callender's near me, and they're great. And there's nobody ever there because it's just old people and like the occasional birthday party. Like nobody knows it's there anymore. They've been putting up signs that are like going out. Like every time they roll out a new like Marie Callender's is really doing it, they're closing all their locations. Like, like no, they're still there. Okay, cool. I think I'll test that out with this video. I've been thinking about like, so when you publish a video on YouTube, when you're in their like final stage creator or whatever, when you're uploading it, they tell you down at the bottom, the tags are for people who commonly misspell the title of your video, or misspell your channel name. They don't have anything to do with the algorithm or with like reach. And I haven't added tags. I haven't added tags to any of my videos because I don't actually care. But I'm gonna add a shit ton to this one because I'm really curious to see what happens. Because, like, if it is true, it's a weird thing to do, I guess. It's an odd thing to have, like an odd feature to have. You would just assume that it would, that Google's, like, because YouTube, I think, uses the same autocorrect, like, oh, did you mean, or also brought up results for as Google does, even though they're not the same company, it's their parent company. I think they use the same, some of the same. I think they double dip a little bit, is what I'm trying to say. And I wonder, because if true, very interesting. Like, if it's true that you don't, oh shit. If it's true that it doesn't, if it's true that it doesn't help, then why do you have it? What kind of, who misspells a word that bad? Like, I don't know. I'm curious. I'll let you know. Because I'm sure if I'm curious, you're curious too. The reason I brought up the free pie Tim is because it's time. I almost did something really stupid, and I didn't, but I was, I'm glad that I almost didn't, because it reminded me of something. One time when my dad was still earning all of his certificates to do his job, my grandma had set a plastic dish drying rack on top of her, one of her oven, like, what's it called? One of the burners on her oven, and it fully melted the bottom of it, caught fire, like the whole 9 yards. But he took it for one of his classes, and I always thought it was really funny that she did that, because she's not like, she wasn't old, she was like 50, like, you know, she was just like distracted or whatever. And I always thought it was funny that you know, he made fun of her so hard, but I feel like it's such a common mistake to make. Like, you just don't think about it. Especially if you have, like, a plastic drying rack, which I don't have a drying rack at all, but I feel like that's just something that happens, and nobody really thinks, like, nobody's gonna fucking think about it like that, but he made fun of her for a while. And it just reminded me of that. I don't really know why, but it did. I don't think this is gonna work, Chief. Not half bad. I was only up for like an hour at 1 o'clock because they came home from my fiance came home for lunch because they just work right across the street.
Wow, even better than mother.
You relax. So I'm making haystacks, and because, why is the lighting in here terrible tonight? It's just bad, like, so I'm making haystacks, and because it's like a family recipe, not like a secret family recipe that's like been passed down for ages or anything cool like that, like somebody clipped this out of a newspaper 50 years ago, and the newspaper and all other traces of it have gone out of print, like that kind of thing. I'm just kind of having to like figure it out because I know what's in it. It's just like butterscotch chips, and they're called haystacks. You find it fucking everywhere on like Pinterest, and I'm sure Sally's Baking has a thing on it. But some people put peanuts in there. I'm not gonna put peanuts in all of mine. I'm gonna do like half. Because I remember it was like they're okay with peanuts in them, but I'm not like a peanut guy. So. But it's just butterscotch chips. It's butterscotch chips. It's peanuts, and it's those like dry chow mein noodles, you know? It's like a literal whole container. Like, just throw that shit together. And the whole challenge is like, get it done before it hardens, because they will. There they be. I'm sorry about the light pulsing. There's nothing I can do about it. But they look pretty good. If it'll focus. Not too bad. That one's better. Whatever. These cans, when they're empty, are great oil containers, like bacon grease containers. When it's hot and you need to get it out of the pan, put it in one of these. They're good for that. This is the day after whatever day that was. We went out and I got this little Easter gift from my fiance, and it's little Luigi. And so I just kind of went out and took a drive with one of my friends, and it was just a good time. Then we stopped off at the ranch to drop some stuff off. Barn cats. This is devastating. Okay, no, stop. Seriously, this is devastating. That was my favorite Wendy's. It was the Wendy's that was closest to our house. You can see I put in the center there. That's a whatever, little military send off. I should have made that longer. Little military send off, but no dipping sauce. Last open it was literally 3:23, the day that we were there. No drinks. They only have Frosties. They didn't have any spoons or straws or forks or any of that kind of stuff. I was devastated. I still am devastated that we don't have a Wendy's anymore. They're permanently closed. My brother needed to get truck parts, which is why we're out here. He needed truck parts for the Ford. Like, no, whatever. He needed truck parts, and we ended up going to El Centro to get them, which I didn't care because I'm always down for a drive, but it was a slog. And then we got to El Centro, and it was a lot cooler than I remember it being. The only time I've ever gone through El Centro was coming home from a road trip about 3 years ago now. In the middle of the night, it was 110 degrees outside. We stopped at Arby's, and then we were so close to home at that point, we just took off and kept going. This is a sign for the Jacumba Hot Springs Hotel. I always think it's so funny that it's magic water, because they were originally selling over out in Jacumba. Was like, oh, it's healing water because they have hot springs out there. So like, oh yeah, it'll fix you. This is Jacumba. There is a helicopter on top of the Chevron. There's always been a helicopter on top of the Chevron. I still think it's neat every time I go over there. We never go to the Chevron. There's like a gas station on literally either side, like maybe 20 feet away from each other. And we always go to the other one because the other one has a Subway. But this is where we lost all cell phone service. We only ended up having one song on our, available playlist or whatever. No radio, no whatever. And it was this. This is why I could never live in anywhere that doesn't have mountains, is because I would go insane immediately. There's nothing out here. Like, this is it. It's all flat, except for the stuff behind us. Could never do it. I would go insane just instantly. Even, like, being out here made me ill. I just thought it was neat. A little Tasty Freeze Wiener Schnitzel hamburger stand. We don't have those out here. This is just cool box art. Most of the stores out here have neon. This AutoZone had neon. My brother was very excited to show it to me. As someone who loves Sonic, this makes me really sad because it is an abandoned Sonic. It was just completely stripped out in the middle of town, and that made me really sad because if Sonic can't survive there, then nobody can. This is the Imperial Valley Imperial Valley. This is the Imperial Valley Fairground. And this, which my brother and I thought this initially was my brother and I initially thought that was a giant mountain of salt. Come to find out that this is a giant mountain of sugar, because this is the Spreckles salt. This is the Spreckles sugar plant. In the middle of the desert. They even have like a marking on the tower for sea level. We just thought it was really neat that this giant, processing plant is out here. And then after we picked up his car parts, we took off and went to Salton Sea. This is the last you see of that day because this is us sitting in the Border Patrol checkpoint line, and it was way too dark by the time we got out there, obviously. It was about an hour from where we were sitting to get out there. This is a couple days later. He wanted to show me, he knew a spot. He knew a spot he wanted to show me. So we went out after I picked him up from work. And almost instantly we were launched into Silent Hill. Like, I really just thick, dense fog. It was nasty. It was actually really nice. It was nice and cold out there. There's cows in the field. But he knew a spot. We were going to see this spot. He swore it had a great view. And fortunately, the view was today in Silent Hill. I just thought this was kind of neat. Like, you could see how quick the fog is moving between us and that hillside. Like, it was going. We were walking through the clouds at this point. Usually you can see, like, the freeway from here and, like, all of our hometown and all that kind of stuff. But it was, there was just no point. It was just completely bright white. So all of this road, he was telling me that used to be paved at one point. There used to be like a well house and stuff out here. This was, one of the wells for the area we live in. It was so foggy in this little valley, but then we got down to the river, and it was, it was still foggy, but it was gorgeous. It was really nice. It was just, it's just this little creek, honestly. Like, it's supposed to be a river, but it's not anymore. We didn't get enough water this year for it to be a river. But it was just really nice. It was a good end to that week. This was about 2 weeks ago. And, yeah. This is the last you will hear of me for this week until I get a new video out. So, yeah, I'm not gonna... I was trying to do weekly, and it ain't working out. This was the creepy gate that we had to walk through. Like, this is, 10, 15, 20 feet away from us. It's just wall-to-wall fog. And the freeway is not that far. Again, like, maybe 100 feet away from us. Could not find it. Alright, bye.